Eric Duncan is the first openly gay Conservative MP, and he says he is not backing down on his campaign to stop the ban on blood donations from men who have sex with men. And Eric is joining us this morning. Good to see you again. Welcome back to your morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Thanks for having me.
Uh, Originally, this was an outright ban, but there have been some changes since then. In 2013, it was changed so that as long as a man hadn't had sex with another man for 5 years, he could donate. That deferral period was then reduced to 2016 and then down to 3 months in 2019. Why does this deferral period need to be eliminated altogether?
Because it's discrimination, and I think it creates an unfair stigma against men who have sex with men. It's outdated. It's based on, I think, an outdated myth from a generation ago, and it's just time to update the policies of Canadian Blood Services and HEMA Quebec to reflect the realities, not based on Anne-Marie on being your sexual orientation, but rather on your sexual behavior. That is a fair, safe way of doing it. And in the year 2020, there should be no reason why somebody should be banned from donating blood for any period of time just because of their sexual orientation.
And Eric, this is not just political for you. This is also personal. And this campaign dates back to 15 years ago. You went, before you were in politics, you went to donate blood. You were told that you could not as an openly gay man. I want to take people back through what the All Blood is Equal campaign is about. This is a coalition of various national organizations. They are pushing for the end of this ban, which recommends this. Canada should shift towards a gender-neutral screening process that examines behavior and risk. You mentioned it just off the top there. Explain more about how that would work.
So to clarify, Anne-Marie, all blood is screened after somebody donates. The issue is there's a window period when somebody donates where they may have an issue with the blood supply or their blood donation that can't be detected by all the many tests that it goes through. So it's trying to close that window and make it safe. What we're saying and what the All Blood is Equal campaign is saying, what the Canadian Medical Association is saying, the questionnaire that you complete helps with that window period. And it shouldn't be based, again, on your sexual orientation. It should be based on your behavior. And that should be the question and the way people are asked. It's a safe way to do it. It doesn't base it on discrimination, doesn't base it on stigma, and still keeps our blood supply safe. So a lot of people are asking the question, why isn't this done, or why is this still the case in the year 2020?
Yeah, and you bring up an important point. You know, in the early 80s, from 1980 to 1985, there were 2,000 Canadians who contracted AIDS through blood transfusions. That is 30 years ago. There have been multiple scientific developments in testing and screening since that time. I want to read the response from Canadian Blood Services, who is now responsible for blood donations. It used to be the Red Cross. This is what they had to say. Our goal is to move to behavior-based screening for donors rather than a waiting period for men who have sex with men. To move towards the goal, we need to prove to Health Canada that this is safe and supported by stakeholder groups. There are 19 funded research projects on this. We expect to see results from them in this next year. So what effect is this ban having on Canadians like yourself as long as this ban continues in place?
Well, Anne-Marie, as you mentioned, it's personal. I see Canadian Blood Services out asking for urgent donations right now, particularly during the second wave of COVID-19. There are many gay men in this country who would be eligible if the rules were changed, as we discussed, to be able to help make donations, especially in these times of need. So I find it personal, and it bothers me that Canadian Blood Services, is asking for donations, needing it, and rightfully so. We're in a challenging time, and to have something so evident before us of a way to right two wrongs here, to allow more Canadians to support Canadian Blood Services and make donations, and also end this stigma that, as you mentioned, is really outdated. There's no reason why this couldn't be done.
Eric Duncan, good to speak with you this morning. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.